Alright, so now that we've just come out of the second chorus, we're going to be moving into the more challenging part of the song. You could call it a bridge, a breakdown. I'm not really sure what it would technically be, but it's going to occupy a good portion of the song. We're going to be going through a bunch of different riffs. We're going to be starting with a tapping line that both the guitars are going to be playing. Just to give you guys a preview of what it's supposed to sound like, it'll sound like something like that. Just a couple of notes. I know I'm not a very good tapper, so forgive me if that was just pretty bad, but I thought I could at least tell you guys how the lick goes, and hope that that was good enough. And secondly, just from more of a technique standpoint, I guess it would be, I'd recommend keeping the pick in your right hand and using your middle finger to tap all of these notes, because we're going to be moving into other riffs, like I said, and we're going to need to have that pick at the ready. And because this tapping line's not extremely technically difficult, it's not really a big problem to just use your middle finger to tap out all of the higher stuff on the fretboard. So that's what I'd recommend doing. Just to kind of go over the actual line itself, we're going to be keeping our index finger anchored on the second fret and the third fret of the second string. Those aren't really going to change, and it's going to be our right hand doing pretty much all the work to tell you guys exactly what's going on. We're going to start with our index finger on the second fret of the second string, and then we're going to take our middle finger of our right hand and we're going to place it on the 7th fret of the second string, and then pull off and release. Then we're going to be going over to the 9th fret, and we're just going to keep hammering on and then pulling off. That's all that is going on in this line. We're going to move down to the 10th fret after that. Then after that, we're going to go to the 12th. Then after the 12th, we're going to go back to the 10th. And then again, we're going to be returning to the 12th. So that's the entire first half of the lick right there that we've already got. Just like that. For the second half, we're going to be taking our index finger of our left hand and shifting up to the 3rd fret of the second string. That's going to be the only time we're going to move it. Then we're going to take our right hand, still using the middle finger to tap it out. We're going to go to the 14th fret, pull off, go to the 12th, the 10th. Then we're going to go back to the 12th again, back to the 10th again. And here it's going to get a little weird. This part tripped me up for I don't even know how long, and I don't know why. It's probably not even that complicated for most guitarists out there, but for me it was actually the most difficult part of this lick. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking our pinky or our ring finger, whichever one you want to use. I use my pinky, and we're going to hammer on to the 5th fret of the second string, like that, and then we're going to pull off to the 2nd fret. So that's just a little confusing, at least it was for me, because we're going to be hammering on while we're still anchored to the 3rd fret, but then as soon as we hit the 5th, we slide up to the, or excuse me, down to the 2nd and pull off in a different place. So that was actually the part that I had the most trouble with, believe it or not. But with a little practice, it wasn't too bad to deal with. That right there is actually the entire tapping melody. You're just going to repeat that a couple times, and then we're going to go into, I guess a breakdown section would be the easiest thing to label it, and that's the next part of the song. Alright, so for the breakdown, we're going to start off with open 6th, 5th, and 4th strings. Then we're going to hit the 7th fret of the 6th, 5th, and 4th, and then back to the open. And that's gonna kind of be the pattern. That's gonna be our jumping off point for a series of little mini riffs, I guess you could call them, that we're going to play through a couple times. The first thing that we're going to do after that is we're just going to go to the 6th fret of the 5th string and the 8th fret of the 4th string and pick through that a couple times. Then we're going to play the same thing again. And then this time we're going to go to the 3rd fret of the 4th string, then the 6th fret of the 5th string, then the 5th fret of the 5th string, and then the 5th fret, the 3rd fret of the 5th string. Just like that. Then we're going to go back to our little pattern here, and we're actually going to play the 6th fret of the 5th string and the 8th fret of the 4th string all over again. Then back to the pattern. And then we're going to be making our little octave shape here again. It's going to start at the 8th fret of the 5th string and then the 10th fret of the 3rd string. And then we're going to hit that and slide up 2 frets to the 10th fret of the 5th string and the 12th fret of the 3rd string. So just to play through that for you guys with distortion on and everything, it should sound something like after we played that as many times as we need to, we're going to go into a little descending type riff that's going to be rooted on the low 6. That's going to start off on the 3rd fret, and then it's going to go to the 1st fret, and then the open fret. And we're going to be keeping all of these palm muted. So far we have... Alright, we're going to play that twice. 3, 1, 0, 3, 1, 0. Then the next time we're going to go to the 4th fret, and then the 3rd, and then the 1st. And then just to end the pattern there, we're going to return back to the 3rd, the 1st, and open. So that's going to sound something like, just like that. Alright, we're going to play through that as many times as we have to, and then we're going to be playing the exact same thing. We're just going to open it up, and we're going to move it to the 4th string, and we're going to play through that, I believe 3 times. So the first time should be, I believe 4 times altogether, and then for this we're gonna play it 3 times altogether, played through with distortion and everything. That should sound something like something like that. And then we're going to after that go and bar a power chord rooted on the 6th string. It's going to be the 5th fret of the 6th, 5th, and 4th strings. Just like that. We're just going to be palm muting it. Pick that a few times, and then we're going to just go to the 4th fret of the 6th, 5th, and 4th. We're going to let that ring out. We're going to play it 3 times, and then for the last time we're going to start off the same way, except then we're going to go to the 3rd fret of the 6th, 5th, and 4th. And then we're going to play the opened up chords of the 6th, 5th, and 4th strings at the 5th fret. So that's going to sound like... So all together we have... Just like that. After we've played through all of that, we are now going to go back into the very beginning of the intro, the little... We're going to be playing through that again, and then we're going to be going into the solo section after that.